Hi folks, this is Jason. Hope you're okay today. I just want to share with you a great theologian who means a lot to me, and someone who's had a big influence on my life and thought is Dr. Gresham Machen. I've made a video about him before, but Gresham Machen was born in 1881, died in 1937. He was a New Testament scholar at and served at Westminster Theological Seminary, and he was a great scholar. He studied at Princeton in 1906 to 1916. He became an instructor at Princeton Seminary in the New Testament in 1906. And he was a massive scholar, and so I just want to tell you why Machen means a lot to me, what he's done for me in my life. I think what Machen did for me in my life is when I was at, I had professors or scholars that were not evangelical and would criticize Christianity, the Bible, etc. I think why Machen is important to me is his stature as a scholar was impeccable. He'd gone to Germany to study theology under the best theologians and come back to America to be a lecturer in New Testament at Princeton Theological Seminary. So he engaged with the best scholarship of his time. And that impresses me because he wasn't anti-intellectual. He didn't hide away from the challenges of the time. In fact, Machen often emphasized the need that the battle in the West was about the mind, that if we didn't win the intellectual argument, we would lose. So, Gresham Machen. I think, secondly, that impressed me about Machen is his boldness to stand for truth. In his own denomination, he was tried for orthodoxy. So he was an Orthodox theologian thrown out of his denomination for being Orthodox because the Orthodox became liberal, and he stood up against the liberalism of his time. So for me, Machen is a hero of standing up for truth, and these are reasons why I'm passionate about Machen. His books also are great classics. His book Christianity and Liberalism is a brilliant classic on what Christianity is, and we're going to read a little bit of Machen now. His book on the origins of Paul, articles, his small books, they're all worthy of value. And so those are the two main reasons: the depth of his scholarship and the boldness of standing for truth. And that's why Machen means a lot to me, and he's always been an encouragement to me. So we'll read a little bit of John Gresham Machen's 1923 text, Christianity and Liberalism. We'll read the introduction. The purpose of this book is not to decide the religious issue of the present day, but merely to present the issue as sharply and clearly as possible, in order that the reader may be aided in deciding it for himself. Presenting an issue sharply is indeed by no means a popular business at the present time. There are many who prefer to fight their intellectual battles in what Dr. Francis L. Patton has aptly called a condition of low visibility. Of terms in religious matters, bold-facing of the logical implications of religious views is by many persons regarded as an impious proceeding. May it not discourage contribution to mission boards? May it not hinder the progress of consolidation and produce a poor showing in columns of church statistics? But with such persons we cannot possibly bring ourselves to agree. Light may seem at times to be an impertinent intruder, but it is always beneficial in the end. The type of religion which rejoices in pious sound traditional phrases, regardless of their meanings, or shrinks from controversial matters, will never stand amid the shock of life, in the sphere of religion as in the spheres the things. In the sphere of religion, it is a time of conflict. The great redemptive religion, which has always been known as Christianity, is battling against a totally diverse type of religious belief, which is only the more destructive of the Christian faith because it makes use of traditional Christian terminology. This modern non-redemptive religion is called modernism or liberalism. Both names are unsatisfactory. The latter in particular is question-begging. The movement designated as liberalism is regarded as liberal only by its friends. To its opponents, it seems to involve the narrow ignoring of many relevant facts. And indeed, the movement is so various in its manifestations that one may almost despair of finding any common name which will apply to all its forms. But manifold as are the forms in which the movement appears, the root of the movement is one. The many varieties of modern liberal religion are rooted in naturalism, that is, in the denial of any entrance of the creative power of God, distinguished from in connection with the origin of Christianity. The word naturalism is here used in a sense somewhat different from its philosophical meaning. In this non-philosophical sense, it describes with fair accuracy the real root of what is called by what may turn out to be a degradation of any originally noble word liberal religion. The rise of this modern naturalistic liberalism has not come by chance but has been occasioned by important changes which have recently taken place in the conditions of life. The past 100 years have witnessed the beginning of a new era in human history which may conceivably be regretted but certainly cannot be ignored by the most obstinate conservatism. The change is not something that lies beneath the surface and might be visible only to the discerning eye. On the contrary, it forces itself upon the attention of the plain man at 100 points. Modern inventions and the industrialism that has been built upon them have given us in many respects a new world to live in. Then we can escape from the atmosphere that we breathe. So we'll finish there. Now you can go and read this book, Christianity and Liberalism, on www.reformed.org books. www.reformed.org books, and type in then in their site Christianity and Liberalism by J. Gresham Machen, and you'll be really blessed in the reading of that book. What comes to my mind there is Machen was doing for his time what Irenaeus did for his time. In Irenaeus' time, he was battling against Gnosticism. He had to grapple and understand what Gnosticism was, and he thoroughly did so and answered it on scriptural grounds. Machen was dealing with liberalism. The great Adolf Harnack and many of the great theologians of the 19th century were liberal and had much time in Germany learning their theology. So when he begins to write a book criticizing or critiquing liberalism, he's well educated to do so. And so there is always in every age a time when we have to contend for the faith. There are people who cause controversy theologically because they're not wise, but sometimes it's important to earnestly contend for the faith. So let us just read Jude and ask yourself, are you contending for the faith? Has your denomination slid doctrinally away from Christianity? What are you doing to contend for the faith? How are you making a stand for the Christian faith? You must be willing to do it, but do it on the basis of love and trust in the scriptures and biblical truth. But you cannot stand aside and watch the Christian faith being down even in your own denomination. Jude verse 3, Beloved, when I give all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write to you and exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. So earnestly contend for the faith, and do not stay idle and watch the faith being attacked and pushed down. You need to make a stand for truth today. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.